Hey, Cleaning Nation, Mike Campion here with Jack Pinky Pinkowski. We are fresh off our live event with some of our members, and we just got such positive feedback from what Jackson shared at that event. Obviously, he had a little longer than the time we've got on this podcast, but I figured we would take some time to give him the opportunity to share what he shared at the event. So you guys can get a little mini dose of that without having to fly all the way out to Hilton Head and see us in person. So, Jackson, the floor is yours.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, flying out to Hilton Head and seeing us in person, that sounds like a lot of fun. And I think a lot of people would enjoy that anyway. So the event was awesome. And I always kind of joke because I feel like there aren't so many things you can talk about marketing, or it might get repetitive for some people. But again, got a lot of feedback for people regarding, how we actually talk to our customers and how we design our ads and what our marketing promotions, whether it be door hangers, whether it be mailers, whether it be Facebook ads, Google ads, Yelp ads, whatever it is you're doing, how do you actually talk to that customer and talk to that person on the other end? And what I see a lot with people in this industry is we try and get a little too complex, a little too clever almost for our own good. And then we look at that, or you look at that as the business owner, and you go, yeah, this is really good. But you don't take a step back and look at it from the perspective of a consumer, right? And so a big theme and a big thing I kind of spoke to everybody about was, when was the last time you bought something off an ad or something that you saw, whether it be on Facebook or a mailer or a TV commercial? And, think about it for a second. Did that ad speak to the business owner, or did that speak to the customer? Was it simple? Was it effective in giving you value in that, 20 seconds that you actually interacted with it? Or, was it super clever and funny and tricky and tried to be interesting for interesting's sake, as opposed to simple for sales sake? And again, the kind of moral of all that is simplicity sells, right? Everybody seemed to get a real kick out of my caveman test analogy, because I stood up in front of everybody, and instead of speaking, I just grunted. It was like, "Rrr, rrr, rrr," which is really funny. In person, it might look a little ridiculous over a podcast, but that's the kind of approach your ads and your marketing material needs to take. Can a caveman look at it and grunt and immediately know how this is going to help them? Because we assume cavemen are stupid. So that's the kind of approach we want to take.
So let me flesh that out from my perspective, because this is such a key thing. Just to be clear, there's nothing wrong with being clever. I don't think Jackson's advocating against that. The problem is people put being clever ahead of being clear, and that's what'll kill you. So clear first, second, third, and fourth. And then if you can be clever, or the clarity actually adds to the cleverness actually adds to the clarity, that's fantastic, right? And if for any of you guys that are not believing of this, because that's the problem. We go to our websites or an email and we kind of scrutinize every word and every whatever. But the reality is people are paying attention, if we're lucky, with 20% of their brains for about 3 seconds. So that's why memes hit so hard, right? Like, people get it instantly. There's a picture, there's a couple words, super clear what it gets. And a lot of times they're funny, but only funny, probably many of you guys have seen a meme like, I don't get it, or what's the thing, and blah, 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 and it had to be explained. And maybe to the people that got it, that were the inside circle, it was hilarious. But for you, it's like, well, I don't get it, right? So if you're just trying to have a meme that people enjoy, meme away. But if you're paying money to have an ad out to your audience and 50% of your audience doesn't get it, advertising is hard enough to get people to take a response. But if a decent sized percentage it just doesn't get it and ignores it, then boy, oh boy, advertising hard enough without that. So couldn't agree more. Being clever is fine, but I've had lots of companies. My least favorite name for a company is Grow My Cleaning Company. It is so gosh darn boring, but crystal clear, right? If someone asks me what I do, I have a company called Grow My Cleaning Company. What do? I help people grow their cleaning company. They get it right away. And it's not sexy, it's not clever, but by golly, it's clear.
No, we make ice cream sandwiches.
Right. Like, yeah, I have a company called Grow My Clinic. What do you do? Nuclear fission. Like, oh, interesting. Like, all right. So
Yeah.
back to the and yeah, I wanted to really emphasize clarity over just about anything. It doesn't matter how good your ad is if people don't get it, or any communication you have if people don't get it. A lot of times, love them or hate them, they talk about Trump speaks at like a third grade level, right? And you can make fun of him, like, dummy like a fox, right? That's how people, that's how you want to communicate, because everybody that speaks at a third grade level or less will understand you. And the funny thing is, the people that like big words and understand big words, they still get you clear and more quickly and more effectively. Be nice hits so much harder than kindness and caring to all folks of all races and sizes and shit. Like, be nice. Got it. Got it. Got it. And got it. All right. Sorry, Jackson. Keep going, buddy.
No, no, that's really true. And something to emphasize on this is you don't have to change like your business, your values, how you speak to customers because of who you think you want to go after, right? Or I should say the customers you serve, like you're speaking to them, right? And if your advertising material, whatever it may be, if it doesn't speak to other people, the people that aren't your right customers, you don't have to tailor it to try and get everybody. You're tailoring it trying to get exactly the right people that you want, the right prospects, right? We don't tailor Grow My Cleaning Company's message to go after every type of service business. We could, our principles could probably apply to those businesses as well, but our messaging is tailored towards Grow My cleaning company owners. Do we get people who have carpet cleaning companies come through and work with us? Yes. And are they still successful? Yes. But we talk about mops and hiring home cleaners and things of that nature. So if you're going after, or if your target, your perfect prospects, the people you help the most are busy families, you don't need to try and fix your marketing material to go after those busy families and maybe single dads too, or maybe bachelors or things like that. You want it to just be tailored towards those specific individuals. So don't think you have to do everything and get everybody all at once, because it tends to alienate everybody as opposed to actually help you.
Yeah, the whole thing is, you can't please everybody all the time. You can't please anybody all the time. That's one of the biggest thing about niches. Is one of the things that add to clarity is letting people know right away this is for them, right? So when I say Grow My Cleaning Company, you're like, well, every single company that's not a cleaning company is just going to not be interested. And you're like, exactly. But for the million owners of cleaning companies out there, they immediately go, oh my God, this is for me. And it is worth that, oh my gosh, this is for me, the cost of everyone that this isn't for. It's actually a benefit, right? We don't have to waste a bunch of time getting calls from people that we don't serve because we don't attract it. So I want to encourage you guys and gals, specificity leads to clarity. Like, the best ad I could ever put is, hey, Jackson Pinkoski, are you interested in, and then a very specific pain that he has, my, conversion rate, that's going to be through the roof, but I don't know his name. So if I said, hey, are you a marketer for service companies that wants better results for your clients? Jackson's like, well, holy crap, that's, I couldn't use his name, but that's going to go pretty good. Right. And if I can't get there, are you a marketer for other companies that want to get better results for your company? And then if I couldn't get there, I'm like, are you someone interested in, like, the further away you get, the more broad you get, but boy, does it hit less. So one of the benefits, I would say the main benefit of knowing your niche is being able to speak directly to their pain. And if you don't have a niche, all you can say is, we clean crap for money. But that's what everybody else says. So now it really comes down to, well, how much money and how much crap. And now we're in an arms race to see who can give who can make the least amount of money. Whereas if you speak to, I help married entrepreneurs who both work 60 hours a week get their time back. Well, holy crap. If I'm a married entrepreneur, probably make decent money. My wife probably makes decent money. You charge me $500 a month, but you save us 20 hours between us. Best deal we got all day. And you spoke right to us. So that, but if you don't know who your niche is, then you can't speak to them, and you're reduced to, we don't cut corners, we clean them. Here's a discount. And then you're shocked why your stuff struggles.
Yeah. Yeah, or the people you get coming through are like tire kickers or want you to clean a one bedroom trailer or something like that.
Yeah,
Um,
it's a perfect example of best prices you'll find on the internet, guaranteed. You'll probably get some people to call you, but what do you think they're looking for? Are they the people that you want? That's like me putting out a dating ad going, I'll take anyone. I'll probably get a result, but not likely the people or person I want to talk to or spend time with.
oh, we use a lot of dating metaphors and relationship metaphors here at Grow My Cleaning Company. I love it.
Because they're clear and
Yes,
everybody gets them.
yes, exactly. And we're recording this on Valentine's Day, so it's even more prudent for that kind of stuff. Um, and I almost forgot, but I think the most striking thing that I said at the event, the thing that drummed up the most like gasps or like audible silence was I made the declaration that if you're in the early stages of growing your cleaning company, if you're in the early stages of growing your business, 80% of your time should be spent on sales and marketing. And I think a lot of people freaked out. And I think Mike freaked out a little bit too. But I stand by what I said, and maybe I could have clarified it better, but I'll clarify it now. When I say 80% of your time spent on sales and marketing, I don't mean, you personally as the business owner is the one doing all the sales and marketing all the time. But instead, 80% of your focus and your energy and your effort is spent to getting new customers, getting new people in through your business, handling the calls, handling walkthroughs, building teams, and interacting with your team members, your salespeople, to drive up your revenue and increase your customer base. A lot of people get shiny object syndrome. They tend to focus in on building that website, making sure the brochures look perfect, making sure they have the perfect cleaning supplies, the perfect types of rags, the perfect company equipment, the perfect company car. When they're focusing on all these things, but they're not actually getting any customers in for those things to be used on, right? And so that 80-20 is essentially getting split. And a lot of people, I think when I said that, a lot of people were like, oh my God, there's no way. And then the more we spoke about it, the more people realized like, oh shoot, yeah, he's really right. Like I don't need to be focusing on getting a new computer or worrying about how I'm going to schedule people if I'm not even getting people in to schedule or get people in to use my computer to schedule them, that kind of thought process.
Mike Campion here. Do you ever listen to the podcast and go, this is great information, I just wish I could actually get it implemented and I wish I could get some help? Well, we do that. If you would like either myself or my team's help actually coming up with a plan that's specialized to you and your business, because with these podcasts, obviously we have to be very general and we can only go 20 minutes at a time. If you'd like to jump on a call with myself or my team, go to growmycleaningcompany.com/talk. We'll jump on a call. There's no charge. And we'll help you get some absolute clarity around exactly what to do next and how to do it. The reason we don't charge for these calls is the plan that we come up with, people want help implementing that. If that's the case, we're happy to talk about it. And if it's not, that's okay too. We're happy to just help you come up with a plan. So if you want to translate the information you're learning here into an actual plan that can change your life, give us a ring, growmycleaningcompany.com/talk. Love to either myself or have one of our coaches walk you through and actually personalize the content you get here to where you're at with your business. Talk soon. So what other it's kind of nice because you get to give the presentations, get the feedback from everybody, and now we can kind of distill it down. So what other key takeaways did you find people responding to or asking follow-up questions on from actually Jackson presented twice for an hour each. So when we started, I'm like, Jackson, you could distill down 2 hours and 20 minutes. Let's go.
I presented twice and then I had to cover for a half hour as well. So 2.5 hours into 20 minutes. I mean, what other questions? I guess a really big, a lot of feedback and questions I got, like when we were breaks or at lunch. A lot of people want like a silver bullet, I guess. So they ask, what's the best ad? What's the best time to put out door hangers? What's the best time to do X, Y, or Z in marketing? And the thing is I don't know. If I knew that, I would be chilling on a beach. I wouldn't be sitting in a foot of snow here in Wisconsin, because it's going to vary heavily, and it's going to vary based off of your customer base. And these are things you will learn as you test, as you get data. So if you never actually take that first step, you get that analyzation paralysis, as they say. If you don't take that first step of actually trying it out, you won't know, well, maybe I should put my door hangers out at 5 o'clock when people are home versus 11 o'clock when nobody's there. Or maybe I should, you know, do my organic posts or post in community groups at this time versus this time, or this like blonde females in my ads as opposed to brunette females. It's those little things you don't know until you try. And trust me, those things do make a difference. I've spoken to a lot of people who did door hangers at like 9, 10 in the morning, got no responses, started doing them at 5 and 6 in the evening, and got like 5 to 10 just off of that because people were either home or they saw the door hangers when they were coming home from work. A lot more likely to interact with those kinds of things. Does that kind of line up with what you were hearing, Mike, or anything at all? Or am I just talking out my behind?
No, I think that's all well stated. The big thing I want to give you, and Jackson said it right at the beginning, is the two statements of, hey, up to 80% of your time could be spent, certainly when you're starting, getting clients, creating marketing systems, sales, marketing. And then the response is, well, just give me the one ad thing. Like, just give me the answer. It'll take me 2 minutes. So one of those doesn't make any sense, right? Like, if that, and here's the thing, say it did exist. There's the magic platform with the magic message. Well, everybody would discover it instantly, and then it would stop being magic, right? Like, pay-per-click used to be great because you could get clicks for 26 cents. Now they might be $8, right? I'm not saying it doesn't work, but it's not what it was. So even if, SEO, you used to be able to just stuff a bunch of keywords into your header, and there's just by asking the question is almost a good indicator that you're going to struggle, right? Like, to say I want to lose 20, dating and losing weight is pretty much my only examples. Say I want to lose 20 pounds and I'm like, well, just give me the magic shake. Like, that's a great, someone's going to sell me something that ain't going to work. And I might just keep buying a bunch of stuff that's not going to work. When you get someone serious, they're like, all right, over the next 6 months, how can I modify my eating and my activity, not only to lose the weight that I want, but to set me up for a lifetime of being the weight that I want to be? That's a question where if someone that's really good and really helps people lose weight, it's like, all right, this guy can help. So same thing with, just tell me how to do Facebook ads, or just get me a bunch of, that's the other thing. I just want a lead source. Like, I just want I just want to pay somebody like the magic lead fairy, $50 a lead, and they're all there. And guess what? Those exist. They're called Angie's and Bark, and everyone hates them because the leads suck. So, or I shouldn't say they suck, but generally they're of poor quality and they're sold 4 times. So everyone's looking to get something for nothing. But at the end of the day, just like Jackson said, you have to put in your time. Marketing is a skill that will serve you as a business owner pretty much forever. And you're like, what about when, there's the same concepts that worked in radio, now work in podcasts. The same stuff that worked in Yellow Pages, now work in pay-per-click. The same stuff that worked in direct mail now works for online advertising, or it goes on and on. Email, however you want to, whatever conclusion you want to draw. So what I would encourage all of you guys and gals to do, certainly if you want to be multi-million-dollar business owners, Alex Hormozy always says you can get good at just about any skill or most skills in like 20 hours. But the problem is people wait a decade to start those 20 hours, right? So we just want I put up a pay-per-click ad, I did a Facebook thing, and I'm not a billionaire, so I quit. As opposed to really learning the craft of marketing. Like, and I know it's hard. Everyone just like, someone want to sell you something, they'll just be like, give me money and I'll give you the magic sauce. But that's not how it works. You've got to understand enough about marketing to know who to hire, right? I think Jackson's better at marketing in a lot of ways than I am, but I know enough about marketing. I've done enough that I know Jackson's good, and we can have real adult conversations. So the big takeaway I want to give you from what Jackson just said, and I'll let him finish it anyway he sees fit, is marketing is probably harder than you want it to be or think it should be, but you got to deal with reality on reality's terms. It is as hard as it is. That's it. Good news is, if it was super easy, everyone know how to do it. So the good news is, once you kind of start getting into it and start tracking and you get it set up, you're like, that wasn't as bad as I thought. So I think because people just want it to be super easy, like a 1 out of 10 in terms of difficulty, and it's actually a 6, but when it's not a 1, they're like, it's a 10, and they just give up. if you just put some effort into it and track it, and maybe get a coach or someone that can help you do it. But if not, even if you just track the data real well and make changes and kind of see what works, you can figure it out. You get a coach, it'll be quicker and cheaper. You do it on your own, it'll be a little longer and more expensive, but you can figure it out. So I would encourage all of you who really want to build $1 million business or several $1 million businesses or one multi-million-dollar business, just understand at some point you're going to have to understand the basics of marketing and really get it, and not just be like falling for some ad that's like, give our Facebook agency $500 a month and we'll get you all the leads you want. It's like, okay. All right. Preaching over. Jackson, how would you best like to wrap this big conversation?
Never pay an agency $500 to give you as many leads as you want. It won't work.
Yeah, on that, by the way, there's two kinds of agencies. There's a $500 a month. They're going to be terrible at their job because they just don't have enough time. And there's a $5,000 a month that can be really good at their job, but you have to have enough ad spend to be able to pay them and the ads for it to make sense. Anyway, sorry, just throwing that in.
Yeah, exactly. I'll close it off by saying, again, something I said at the event. Marketing is easy in terms of anybody can do it, right? It's not easy from a non-effort standpoint, but it's easy that everybody can do it. And then in the same breath, the same breath, marketing is hard because it takes energy, it takes effort, it takes learning, it takes testing.
Patience.
But we all live in an amazing day and age where there are so many resources out there, both free and paid, that can guide you in the right direction. It's a lot like I give the analogy of like a CPA, right? You're not a bookkeeper. You're not going to be an accountant, and like you have to have a license to be an accountant. But being able to understand your numbers and where your money is going at a surface level helps you, find that right accountant, find the right person for that role. You're not going to be an expert in it, but you'll know enough to know when somebody may be funneling money away from you or not doing the right things. Same goes for marketing. You don't have to launch every ad. You don't have to design every door hanger, but you should understand when something might not work and when something might work for your customer base. So
cool. I'll if I could, I'll wrap with just to keep it as simple as possible. The 2 or 3 things you've got to know, and if you do this, you'll succeed. Maybe it'll take you a minute. Maybe you'll take a little trial and error. But step 1, know who your customer is. A lot of times people know who we are in our service, and that's what we want to talk about. I'm the best coach. I'm the best cleaner. I'm the best this. No one cares. Know who your customer is. So don't worry about who you are. They're not interested. Worry about who they are. Know who your customer is and what pain you solve for them. Be able to communicate it in a way they get it. Make an offer that's easy to say yes to. Track the pants off of it, and make a change when it's not working. That's really it. That's the whole thing. Know who your customer is. Know what pain you're solving. Be able to communicate it clearly with an offer that's easy to say yes to. Track the pants off of everything. When it's working, throw fuel on the fire with money. When it's not working, make a tweak and try again. That's really it. Like if you can, that's the short version of marketing. And again, you can pay people that are smart to hold your hand and help you get better at it faster. But unless I miss anything, Jackson, would you agree those are the kind of big picture steps?
That's it. I've never heard someone say track the pants off anything, but I like it. I'm going to steal it.
It's a big marketing technical term. You all can reach out if that didn't make sense. I'll break it down for you. All right, Clean Nation, appreciate your time and attention. It's always bittersweet on these podcasts because we want to give as much value as we can, but it's so hard one to many, right? Because most of 90% of our coaching is one-to-one where we can ask questions and kind of go back and forth. So we're a bit handicapped not knowing your situation and your size and what marketing you've tried and what you want, what your goals are and who you're perfect. There's all these back and forth we need. So if you're one of those people who are like, hey, I need more help than the God dang podcast, feel free to reach out to us. You can email me, mike@growmycleaningcompany.com. You can support Grow My Cleaning Company, go on to Instagram. There's 1,000 ways, and DM us. There's 1,000 ways to reach out to us or anyone else. But if you need some help, grab it. Don't wait until everything's a mess. Don't be proud and figure, I can figure this out on my own. If you need help, grab it. The best way to be proud is get great results. Do what it takes to get there. We're here for you, Cleaning Nation. Talk soon. See ya. Hey, Cleaning Nation, if you dug the content you just got, we don't do any ads and I don't sell anything on this podcast, but if you would just subscribe, rate, and review, it would be huge and I'd be so appreciative. Not only is it going to help me, but you'll help other owners of cleaning companies across the world work less, make more, and get profitable. So if you appreciate the value we give, again, subscribe, rate, and review. It would mean the world to me. I'd really appreciate it. And we sure appreciate your time and attention.